Okay. It's like, okay, we are now live.
Okay.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, according to your time. Welcome to the Benin Empire Advancement League conversation. With me today is our Vice Chairman, Mr. Osamudiame Joe Urukbe. Today we will be talking about police brutality in our state, or in Nigeria as a whole, or in Africa as a whole. As we know, there's a lot going on in our state today, especially Benin City, where in this very weekend, a lot happened. So we'll be talking about that. So I will now hand over the microphone to our Vice President and to elaborate on the whole issue. So thank you, Mr. Vice President. Go on, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, viewers and listeners out there. Happy New Week. My name is Joe Osamudiame Mauli Orupe. I'm the Vice President of the Benin Empire Advancement League. All right, just as Mr. President had said, we just want to have this some sort of emergency broadcast to actually just touch on something that seemed to be quite depressing, something ongoing that seems to be quite depressing in Edo State at the moment. In the space of 4 days or 5 days, we lost two Benins. We had one who was shot by a police officer attached to a construction firm, just because he simply asked that the ditch that the construction firm had actually created in front of his apartment should be filled up. And an argument ensued, and the police thought that the best thing to do was to use a live ammunition on an unarmed civilian. And having listened to the first PRO for Edo State, he said that the police officer was from Delta Command, and for me, that shows the level of value we place on the life of an average citizen in that country. The life of an average citizen in Nigeria has no value. The life of an average Benin man has no value, because it seemed to be almost a daily occurrence that now we have to hear issues of police brutality, police killing armless, unarmed civilians just because of an argument. So the message the police and the government is sending out there is that you could get killed for simply arguing with a law enforcement officer whose sole responsibility is actually to protect lives and properties, and it's quite depressing. And so we hadn't recovered from that yet. Then we were faced with another murder, cold-blooded murder, by men who are said to be from the anti-kidnapping unit of the Edo Command. Now, this young guy happens to have landed in Benin and was supposed to be attending his sister's wedding ceremony. And you had police officers on mufti without nothing to show, not identifying themselves in a state where kidnapping is so rife, And so, according to the story, this guy feels that, he was about being kidnapped, and so he decides to reverse. And the best thing the police could do was to take shots at him, a shot on the side of the driver's corner, and the bullet hit his thighs, his thigh, and he apparently bled to death. Now, these things could happen because we have a governor whose approach towards security is totally nauseating. He he does not seem to be on top of security issues in his state. You have a governor who does not have a commissioner of a state attorney general, a commissioner of justice, a state attorney general. You have a governor who does not have a working legal department, if I could use that word. There is no public prosecutor. Most of these cases are cases that should be the state versus those murderous police officers. But the governor is not even giving any, he's not even saying anything about them. But he is always quick to respond to political talks, always quick to send his media aides out there to respond to political talks. But somebody gets killed in your domain and the governor does not even think it wise, to have his media aide, say something about it. Meanwhile, the constitution makes him the chief law officer of the state.
Exactly.
And you see, these are the kinds of irresponsibilities, irresponsible attitude that our politicians, have come up with. And we have allowed it, we have accommodated such irresponsible attitude from our politicians. The governor's children cannot get killed. It is the children of ordinary citizens that get killed on a daily basis. And I've always said it, and I'll continue to say it, that it's a calculated attempt to cage the people. This killings by the police is sanctioned by politicians. We should not make a mistake. It is calculated. It is sanctioned by politicians. They want to always, you see, it is a way of making the people understand that, hey, come, if you try to rebel against us or you try to speak against us, we would hunt you. The police force is not keeping law and order. The police force is creating problem. The police force has become a killing unit. It has become a killing machine. And that's the reality. The better, the better we understand this situation, the good it is for us. We need to have a better understanding of the situation we have in our hands. You look at the situation going on in all around Nigeria with the EFCC rates on hotels. We know that the country is saying that it needs foreign investors. The first place these foreign investors would have to live when they come into Nigeria is in the hotels. Then imagine a foreign investor coming into a hotel and you have police, they wake up to EFCC rates. The first impression you give to this foreign investor is that you have a lawless security agencies, Now we can't even differentiate between a kidnapper or a criminal, an armed robber, and a police officer. You see them, they dress tattered. You see them, they talk in foul languages. There's nothing professional about the Nigerian police force. Nothing professional about them. With the billions and trillions of naira spent on the Nigerian police force in the last 20 years, there is nothing professional about that police force. It has become a killing machine in the hands of the politicians. And that is the reality. That a police team, with an unmarked car can cross a civilian and step out and open fire. What difference are these police officers? What difference are they to the kidnappers or to the bandits or to the armed robbers? Can the police tell us the difference between this set of officers, ill-mannered, ill-trained, irresponsible set of police officers that we have to pay? It is the taxpayers' money that pay their salaries. These murderers who go about with guns, daredevils on police uniforms. Because you see, we as citizens do not even know our rights. We do not know our responsibilities. And that is why the politicians will always send these criminals to kill people. because they are criminals. When you break a law, when you commit a crime, you are a criminal.
Exactly.
And these guys, they extort people, they harass people, they maim people, they kill people. Those are the attributes of criminals. And so they should be treated as criminals. The Nigerian police force has become a rogue institution. The EFCC, the DSS has become a rogue institution. And the earlier Nigerians realize this, the better for them. The better for them, so that they will know how to begin to address these people when they are being confronted with this, by these people, by these criminals in uniform. There is no need for us to be diplomatic or try to be how do I economical with the truth. A lot of these police officers, security agents are criminals.
Exactly.
A lot of them live on drugs. They abuse substances. They are ill-mannered. They probably don't even come from good homes. Many of them are even issues of, there are allegations of many of them linked to several cult groups. And it's so disheartening that these are the kinds of people we place our lives, our security in their hands. It's disheartening. And we have a governor who is just sitting there totally confused, or maybe not confused, but with a lackadaisical attitude. He doesn't even care about his people. Yeah, the Constitution makes him the chief law officer of a state. And you have 2 citizens killed in the space of 5 days. You can't even make a press statement because they are not your children. They are not your brothers. They are not your sisters. Or maybe because they are not your political associates.
Yeah.
And so their lives do not matter. This is the hypocrisy we face in that country. This is a hypocrisy in the system. The police cannot kill the son of a governor or a senator or a House of Rep. They're going to pull down the roof. But the police kills the child of a citizen that you are actually supposed, as a politician, you are actually there to serve. And they act as if it's all rosy.
Yeah, that's part of the game,
It's part of the game. It's a calculated attempt to subjugate the will of the people. And the earlier Nigerians begin to realize it, the better for them. Because police is not your friend, DSS is not your friend, the army is not your friend. These are murderous sets of human beings that run all sorts of killer squads. And we shouldn't be economical with the truth. We should say the truth the way it is, because anyway, when you say the truth, you don't say the truth, you're going to die anyway.
Yeah.
So we need to begin to say the truth. When Nigerians begin to overcome the fear of death, they will take their destiny into their hands. The reason why these people keep doing the things they do today is because they know Nigerians are scared of dying.
Exactly.
A lot of Christians today believe that heaven is a better place, but nobody wants to go to heaven. The Muslims believe that there's some paradise after the earth. But why are they scared of going to a place that is better than the earth? That we choose to live in perpetual slavery, fear, harassment, deprivation. You see, we as citizens have permitted all this criminality. We as citizens, we permitted these things. And that is why it's going on unabated. Take, for instance, what happened in Surulere. A policeman pursuing people. A girl runs into a house and the policeman is saying, open the gate, I will shoot. And the next thing, he releases a bullet and kills an 18-year-old girl. And you have the police DPO trying to whitewash the whole situation. A shameless man.
Yes.
A shameless man who has his own kids coming out to try to launder the image of the police force. We all know that the police is a dirty organization.
Yes.
We all know it's a stinking organization. We know it's an organization that is filled with filth and corruption. So all these attempts to launder the image of the police is hogwash. We know who they are. We know that there are a lot of them are criminals, extortionists, murderers. We know them, bribe takers, distortion and perversion of perverters of justice. We know them. So the attempt by the DPOs and all these false PRO guys coming out to try to, launder the image of a stinking police force is dead on arrival. It's an insult to the sensibility of a citizen. And the earlier we begin to address those people, the better for us. Because as it seems right now, we are just in the hands of God. If you're not going to be killed by a kidnapper, you probably will be killed by someone who is going to mug you, or a bandit, or a terrorist, or a SAS officer, or a soldier who is drunk.
Yes.
A trigger-happy DSS officer. An average Nigerian an average Nigerian can be described as an endangered species. That is what it is.
Exactly.
And every day you go out, your heart is in your mouth. Because you don't even know what's going to befall you the next minute. And this is what they say democracy is all about. Is this what democracy is truly all about?
No, not at all.
Subjecting your people to hunger, subjecting your people to insecurity. There's no working infrastructure in that country.
Nothing.
The social infrastructure is non-existent. And you see, we go about our daily business as if nothing is amiss. That's where the problem is. In a sense, society, after the killing of that young man, there should have been mass protest in Benin City.
Yes, exactly.
But nobody cares. Because we as individuals, we as citizens, we also aspire to be like these criminals. A lot of us aspire to be like these politicians. We want to make money, not because we want to better the lives of people. We want to make money so that we can also terrorize our neighbors.
Our neighbors, yes.
That is the essence. That's the mentality of an average Nigerian. And so the essence of wealth creation is misplaced. The essence of wealth acquisition is totally misinterpreted. The reason why we want to have money today, we want to have cars, we want to have money, it's so that we can terrorize our neighbors. So that our family, our brothers, our uncles, our aunties, our nieces can worship us. We don't want to make money just because we want to better the lives of people. That's not why we want to make money. We want to make money so that we can subjugate other people, so that people can worship us. And that is why you see the general overseers of churches have become God. That anything they say, everybody worship them. The same thing with the imams, the sheikhs who go up and down on Friday to instigate violence, yes, and indoctrinate people. And that's the same mentality the policeman has. He's even supposed to be serving you. But no, he's threatening you with a gun. You go to the airport, the immigration officers are going to make your life a living hell. Because we don't even have an understanding of what servitude is all about. We acquire authority to terrorize people.
Exactly.
We acquire wealth to terrorize people. We want to have connections so that we can be able to terrorize people. And that is why the country is looking like a jungle, like gangster paradise. The only way you could survive is when you've got the ability to act like a mad person. And it's extremely sad.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. The CSOs are not even really saying anything about this. Because, of course, the guy who was murdered, the set of people who were killed are not celebrities.
Yes.
Because if they were celebrities, every Tom, Dick, and Harry who claims to be a civil rights activist or a public defender or a social justice crusader would have jumped on the issue. But of course, these guys that are killed are nobodies.
Exactly.
It seems like the CSOs don't even exist. The pastors don't exist because the people that are being killed are nobodies. That is the kind, you see, we need to understand the system that we are in because it will help us have an understanding of how perilous the times we are in. We are living in perilous times. And it's so unfortunate that Nigerians don't even get it. They don't even want to get it. We wake up every day and live our life with this, we go survive mentality. And we are living like animals.
Yes.
In the midst of abundance, we're living like animals. You can have politicians who are supposed to serve you, talk at you, talk down at you, use derogatory, nauseating statements to describe Nigerians. Politicians that if most of them are subjected to integrity tests today, about 99.5% of them would not pass the integrity test. But yes, they think they have the moral right to speak anyhow to Nigerians because Nigerians deserve it. We deserve the kinds of leaders we have. That's the reality. Because we are not willing to sacrifice to make the needed changes. Everybody's just thinking about self. There is no country in the surface of the earth that has developed when its citizens think about self. None. America did not reach the pinnacle of civilization by thinking about self. The people thought about the nation first.
Yes.
You know, they thought about the country first. And they all moved in one direction and they attained nationhood. The same thing with countries all around Europe.
Exactly.
Nigeria is not a nation. Nigeria is a country. We don't speak in one voice. We don't move in one direction. So Nigeria cannot be said to be a nation. Because we have this all man for himself mentality. And so the political class realized that we are not united. We are not a united front. And because they realize that, you know, they just do things anyhow. They loot. They steal monies that are meant for infrastructural development. Budgetary allocations are looted, stolen left and right. You know, the police itself is ill-equipped. And even if they're going to recruit police officers, they're going to recruit their own boys, their cultists, their thugs. They recruit them and give them uniform, you know, and give and move them from, you know, that criminal status to, you know, organized, authorized criminal status.
Criminal.
You know, now we all can't even travel to Benin. And you see, in all this whole thing, one of the most disturbing video that I saw after the guy who confronted the construction worker, the construction firm was killed. One of the disturbing scenarios that I saw on video was the Benin boys confronting the police in a shootout. Maybe we don't even understand the gravity of what happened. You had ordinary citizens confronting police in a shootout in broad daylight. This event was captured by ITV Benin.
Yes, I saw it, yes.
In broad daylight. You see, we are getting to that point where the country is going to be a free-for-all battle.
It's already.
Because when you have ordinary citizens with guns confronting law enforcement officers, going head-to-head with law enforcement officers, that is a recipe for disaster. And we probably don't even understand. It is a recipe for disaster. One day, the policemen will not be able to walk around with police uniforms. People should go and write this down. One day, the police officers, security officers will not be able to walk around with their uniforms.
Yes.
They are not reading the handwriting on the wall. And it's going to start in Benin. The NSAS movement started in Benin. Now we are having confrontations with the police again, starting in Benin. And everybody thinks it's you know, it's just the usual thing. If the police does not reform and begin to deal with the citizens in a civil manner, what they will get, they won't be able to survive it. This is not an incitement. I'm not trying to incite the people against the police. It is a universal law. What you sow is what you reap. If you sow violence, you are going to reap violence. If you sow corruption, you're going to reap corruption. The police has over sown violence into the society that they are supposed to protect, into the lives of people. They've sown sorrow, tears, and blood. And they should not be surprised when the people begin to react, because when people lose trust in the system that is supposed to protect them, the people will pull down that system.
Exactly.
And so the police needs to begin to reform. They need to begin to engage the citizens before the trust is totally eroded. And it's getting there. It's already getting there. Because now you have broad daylight, you have youth up in arms against constituted authority.
It's going to result in a battlefield. You know?
It's a battlefield. You have stray bullets flying up and down in broad daylight. So we begin to wonder, some of us who have dedicated our life to democracy, we begin to wonder, is this the democracy?
No.
Was this all what the whole liberation movement was all about? Is this why Chief Gani Fayemi died? Is this why Fela died? Is this why this man's son was assassinated in his house in Onike Yaba? Are these the reasons why people lost their lives, so that we can have a more destructive society? Because if this is what democracy is all about, then we don't need a democracy.
No.
If this is what democracy is all about, we don't need a democracy. A democracy where law enforcement officers will not be held accountable it's not worth dying for. It's not worth celebrating. Well, sir, that's just my opinion on this issue.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. Yes, as you said, the governor is the chief security officer of our state. You know, before he was made a governor, he swore an oath to protect every citizen of our state, no matter how rich they are or how poor they are. But today we can see what is happening in our states, in the whole country. You know, also every policeman who is out there, they also take an oath to protect the lives of Nigerians against any external force, against anybody trying to oppress them. But today, what we are seeing is the Nigerian police force who is the oppressor, who is the banditry. You know, our government officials are even supporting them in doing that, providing them logistics, and they're doing so many things for them to carry out their devilish operation they are doing. You know, because I'm talking of from a personal experience, you know, what I experienced when I was in Nigeria. You know? Because as a Nigerian citizen, you are not supposed to be afraid of a Nigerian policeman.
At all.
Here, if you come to a traffic control, or there's what they also call identification control. The first statement that will come out of this policeman mouth is good morning or good afternoon or good evening. Nobody will draw a gun. Nobody will start telling you, I will shoot you, I will do that. Nobody. It doesn't happen here. Once you mention, I will shoot you, that is a threat. And you are going to go in for it.
Yeah.
For saying it at all, you are going to go in for it. So Nigeria is just a lawless country where the politicians, they just come out and say, do you know whom I am? I'm a politician. I'm going to deal with you. I'm going to do that. And the policemen surrounding him, they will also be supporting, beating you up, doing all sorts of rough nonsense. These are the people who are supposed to be protecting you.
Yeah.
We can see the lives of this young man just taken out. How can that be in the country where we said we have democracy, where we said we have laws, where we said we have policemen, we have military, we have all sorts of security agency in that country, even more than in Europe, the whole of Europe. Why is this happening? Is Nigeria being ruled by gangsters?
Exactly, that's what it seems to be.
We have to ask ourselves this question. How long can we take this?
That's exactly what it is. Gangsters.
How long can we take this from our politicians
and
and policemen? If two people are gunned down in this country where I am today, believe me, the president of this country will not sleep. He will make sure he put all effort to make sure find out what happened. In Benin City, he doesn't even have a press statement from the government to say, okay, we are sorry, we are finding out, we want to find out what happened. They just leave these people for themselves. That should not be the case. Okay, look at Benin Lagos Road. You cannot even travel there by road. Benin Aunchi, the same thing. Now we voted for a dictator who is not detecting. He's ruling alone. Nobody question him. Nobody do anything. And the Edo people are still saying talk about. I cannot understand why our people are dying. First of all, after the SARS, we have a lot of courts killing in Benin City. And the governor couldn't even find a word, to come out in the press conference to say something
at all
about it.
He's not concerned. He's more concerned about decamping. I'm decamping. I'm not decamping, and all this, unnecessary rigmarole.
Yes, and he was even putting the blame on the Benin living abroad. Saying they are not contributing, they are not donating to equipment to enforce the law in his own states.
What else does the governor wants the people to do?
Yes,
the Beninese abroad repatriate huge amount of money in foreign exchange.
Yes.
How do you want them to contribute in a society that is lawless, where the security of people coming into the country is not guaranteed, where you can't buy land without somebody grabbing your land?
Yes.
I don't understand how these people think.
Where a governor will come out.
You as a governor, you are not willing to die for the people.
Yes.
And you want people to leave Europe to come to Benin City to come and die?
No, never.
What has the governor himself put in place in terms of security?
Nothing.
Because even the land grab issue is an issue of security.
Yes, it's a security issue.
Maybe these people they don't even understand what governance is.
No, not at all.
Your inability to get bail, your inability to get in 24 hours or 48 hours max, as the Constitution has stipulated, is a security issue.
No, we just think
the overcrowdedness in the overcrowdedness in the prisons, where you have a lot of innocent people languishing in prison, is a security issue.
Yes.
Don't people understand these things? The epileptic power supply in the country is a security issue. Is it that these people do, because some of these people travel abroad? I don't know. Do they travel abroad with their brains suspended?
Yeah,
because that is the way it seems.
Yes.
It seems that most of our political elite class, I won't call them elite because they are not even what to be called elite.
They are not
political class. It seems most of them travel abroad with their brains suspended. Because if you go abroad, you go to Dubai, you go to Europe, you go to America, you see a working system. Why can't you come back to replicate the same? Meanwhile, you guys are one of the, if not the highest paid,
yes,
public officers in the world. You live large, you live like emperors.
Yes.
On the sweat of the people, on the God-given resources of the people. You loot the commonwealth of the people, enslave the people, subjugate the will of the people. You drive the people crazy. And when the people decide to protest, you unleash mayhem. Your killer squad called the police and the army. You switch off the lights and slaughter them and cut away the dead bodies.
Yes.
Set out internet trolls who will gaslight the people. We are living in a gangster paradise, and we must begin to realize that we are living in a gangster paradise. Nigeria is a jungle.
The citizen has to wake up.
It's
the poor people has to wake up and stand up for their right. It's your right to live. Nigerians
must begin to speak. Because, see, you don't even know if you're going to die in the next seconds.
No, nobody knows.
So what are you scared of death anyway?
Somebody can die of heart attack, heart seizure, everything.
Yes, you so-called believe in heaven. As a Christian, you so believe in paradise as a Muslim. And you believe that.
Yes. Sorry, the network.
That you
yeah, it's a pity, you know. If you ask a white man here, if you ask a white man here,
why?
No, he will tell you heaven is on this earth, you know. If you so believe in that heaven you are talking about, why can't you live instantly and go to that heaven? Why can't you leave the earth and go to heaven, that heaven instantly? You know?
Absolutely.
Because many people are complaining, I'm using the white people as an example, but we have to use them as an example because they built their country very good, a good security. That is why we can live here.
Supposed to be afraid of death.
Yes, that is why they can live here. There was a lot of revolutions, you know, bloody revolutions.
Exactly.
That took place. You know, that's what we doesn't want bloody revolution in Nigeria, but we want a revolution with sense, where people use their brain. You know? Where we start talking to our politicians, seizing them, you know, bringing them to jail for the crime against humanity. Because what they are doing is crime against humanity. It's not just crime against Nigeria.
Yes.
It's crime against humanity.
Yes, it's a crime against humanity because as we speak right now, the country is a graveyard.
Yes.
Innocent citizens are being slaughtered on a daily basis.
Yes. Because
mothers are being rendered childless.
We cannot just...
are being rendered widows. They're becoming widows.
Yes. For no reason.
For no reason.
Just because someone wants to make money. You know? Okay, look at the health sector today, which is also part of the security. The president and all these parties leaders, they will travel to other countries to go and start taking treatments. when they're sick.
Yes.
What did you expect our poor citizens to do? Where do you expect them to go to?
That is the reason why they don't fix anything. And I have told Nigerians, it's just that Nigerians themselves seem to be acting as if they are dumb.
Yeah, they are dumb somehow. No?
The politician is not going to fix anything because they are cashing out on our misadventures.
Yes.
Look around Nigeria. If nothing is working, if you find anything that is not working, it is not working because somebody is making billions out of it.
Out of it.
Is it the health sector? People are making huge money from the health sector because it's not working.
It's not working.
Is it the housing sector? People are making huge amount of money because we don't have mass housing.
Nothing.
People are making huge amount of money from security. Yeah. Because it's not working. Look at the power sector, for instance. People are making huge trillions of naira.
Yes.
See, they have designed the system not to work.
No.
And how Nigerians do not understand this simple thing is a big issue for me. With all our education, with all our degrees and masters and PhDs, we can't understand this simple thing.
Yes.
We can't understand that the system has been made not properly.
No, it's a pity.
And we keep believing. What are we believing in?
No. In my village, we haven't received any power since almost, let me say, 8 years now, even more than 8 years. But we have bills to pay every month.
I don't know. I know.
They send bill to these villages every month to pay. Pay electricity bill without power. That cannot happen anywhere. It can only happen in Nigeria. And if the country doesn't have electricity, how can this country develop? How can a company come to Nigeria to establish without power? Because everything you need to start up a company, you need power. If you are going
this
to
will continue to happen as long as they pay for service.
I cannot understand our leaders, how they can close their eyes in the night and sleep. You know, looking at the eyes of our people, how they are suffering, our children hawking on the street, you know, without going to school. And education is very, very important for every nation. Go to any Western nation, you will see them. That is the first. You know? And that should be the first in Nigeria. I know people are making money out of these private schools. Why is it so?
Yes.
In Europe, there's also private school, but they are very, very limited. You know, in most of these countries, maybe hardly you find in a state, hardly you find 3 private schools. The rest are government school, and they have all the same standard, the same lectures. You know, that you cannot discriminate between the rich and the poor, you know, because they know this. Once those people who are rich has more, higher education, then those who are poor, they will remain poor. You know? Maybe 1 out of 10 will make it out. And these people, they will still remain in poverty. That is why it is very, very important to make it compulsory. The whole school system will be the same. Whether you are paying 100,000 in that school or not, the whole lectures will be the same. The whole topics, everything will be the same. You know, in Nigeria, it's like people just dance when they have a millionaires in the street. We can see what happened when Cubana went to the burial of his mother, slaughtering how many cows for what sake? You know,
it's just all in the name of.
If And people were dancing,
to
people
entertain the
were
people.
praising or doing
That is
all
what the
sorts of
Nigerians
things.
want.
You know, when we have our only two children who
That's
we
what,
go hawking, you know, and cannot even afford a meal. You know? So I can't understand our people. Our moral, we have to change our moral, the way we think and the way we do things. Otherwise, we can also blame our leader because we gave them this opportunity, you know, to be doing what they are doing. We are even supporting them. We are providing them the policemen. We are even providing them this money, you know.
Exactly.
Because we are not questioning them what they do with the money, with all this money. You know? Because in any good functioning government, there must be an auditor. And these auditors, they are independent. They are not being appointed by the government. No. They are independent. They will come and they will audit everybody. Maybe somebody from Kano will come to Benin and audit the new governor or the commissioners. And when they are coming, they will not say they are coming. They will come and they will demand for the whole files, and you are going to present it. It's not like we are not having a system of government, to say the fact. It's like we are being controlled by mafias.
No, we are not.
We are being controlled by mafias.
Yes,
we
exactly.
All the revenue
That's
go
what
to
it
the
is.
governors, and the governor will decide who will benefit from it. You know, and if you are against him, they will
exactly.
They will silence you. You know.
That's it.
So these are not supposed to be the way we live our lives. You know. Because it's not only our life, the lives of our children and our great-great-grandchildren that will be coming.
Yes.
We are supposed to be building this place for them now, but we are doing nothing against it. Whether you are a family of the governor or family of any of these politicians, it's time for you to also be thinking, tomorrow your time may be over, or the time of your brother or your political party partner will be over. Another person will be coming. He will do the same thing to you.
Now you see the emirs, the same emirs that refused to speak during the insecurity in the north. They are now being kidnapped left, right, center.
Yes.
Politicians are now being kidnapped left, right, center. It is what you sow, you will reap. It is a simple thing. And see, nobody should
created this avenue.
No Nigerian should sympathize with these people. They created the mess. They created the system. They created the system to function the way it's functioning. If the system is going to eat them up, let it eat them up. We should not sympathize with them, because when these people are doing what they are doing, they do not sympathize with Nigerians.
Yes.
And I think we should begin to use our senses. We must identify these people as enemy.
Yes, they are
our common enemy.
Yeah, they are enemies of Nigerians. They should be identified as enemy of Nigerians.
Show solidarity when evil befalls them. We should not in any way show solidarity when evil befalls them, because they created the evil.
Yes.
And now if the evil is eating them up, we should actually thank God for it.
Yes, because in the Benin tradition and in the Benin custom or in the Benin parable, we have this saying: if your neighbor has a cough throughout the whole night, you cannot sleep as a neighbor if he doesn't help him. You know, you can only sleep when your neighbor can also sleep. You know, so the politicians, they have to start thinking now. Yes. Because the time will come and it's going to be very, very too late before you people realize what is coming. Because we as the citizen, the poor mass, they are going to come after you people. It's happening everywhere. You know, even those dictators who thought they wouldn't come down one day, all of them came down. Go to Egypt, Mubarak. Go to Tunisia.
Yes.
the people they brought him down, even without one single shot being fired. You know? So we are coming after you people. Otherwise, you still have a very, very little time to change, to start thinking twice now.
Yes.
Every step you take, think twice before you take that step, because we are going to come after you people.
Yes.
Because the poor in Nigeria, they are really poor. You know, they are really poor. Okay, look at somebody who the AFCC said stole millions. You know, he pretended in court that he's sick. He fainted. You know? And now you just dismiss the case because he's fainted. You know, where in the world something of such happened?
Only in Nigeria. Only Nigeria when you get the courts. The former
governor of Lagos, or what they called him, I don't know his name, did the same thing. And the next month you saw him in a tourist ship somewhere, enjoying himself. This somebody said he's dying. You know? So the justice system of Nigeria needs also to be reformed, because we are not also having a justice system. Otherwise, these people, they should have not been doing what they are doing, because they know they will not be held accountable by any judge. No? So, okay, look at what they call him, Dino Mayase, or what they call him. You know, he did the same thing. Yeah, and today he's coming out to be telling people this and that. You know? This is somebody who fell from a police van or a police vehicle, saying he's dying. You know, and you see him traveling out of Nigeria every day, in and out. You know, telling you people all sorts of nonsense, living in a mansion. You know, so Nigerian, and people are even praising him for doing that. Is that then you ask yourself,
of course,
when are we Nigerians? Where did we get our brain from?
When a thief is criticizing the government because you don't like the government, you see him as an ally. But you forget that thief stole the government. And that thief is the reason why you are poor. That thief is the reason why you don't have light.
Yes.
That thief is the reason why that thief is the reason why you don't have good water flowing from your taps, that you now have to, you know, build boreholes, and the government is taxing you for boreholes.
I can't understand our people to say the fact. When Fela sing and said democracy is the demonstration of craziness, yes, he was right. You know, but that doesn't have anything to do with what we are seeing now today. This is very, very different. You know? Because what we are seeing today, this is criminal, crime against humanity. You know? You are not even only committing this crime against me, you are committing it against my children, my children's children. You know? And those poor people who died a few days ago from the police brutality, the government should have come out immediately to say, okay, we are going to investigate and how these things happen, why it's happened. I don't think there has been one single investigation to all these killings.
No.
Even though you kill a criminal. Yes.
Since the NSAS issue, after a lot of them ran to Ghana and we accommodated them here, we've had nothing less than 27 deaths as of now, as I speak with you. It's been recorded. 27 deaths from security agencies and so-called bandits.
Yes.
27 deaths uninvestigated, targeted at people who have one way or the other held government responsible. From people from the revolution now, from people from the NSAS. As I speak to you, we have over 30 people, or close to 50 people, if not more than, of the NSAS movement languishing in prison.
In prison. Just because they speak up
So
for
this
their
is
rights.
calculated. We must understand that it is the people versus the ruling class.
Yes.
It is the people versus the ruling class. The earlier we begin to realize this, the better for us.
You know, because I can't see any reason why we should be killing our people just because they demonstrate, they say something that is right. You know, this is their fundamental human right to do what they did that very day. You know, when things are not functioning in that country, they need to come out and tell you things are not functioning. Now you kill them, and you're even denying that nothing happened that very day. And you are now still chasing the remaining people and killing them. Even in most of these European countries, or even in America, or even Asia, most of these Asian countries, even if you get a criminal shot, they are still going to probe you. They are going to probe you if that bullet warrants it, you know, because you are not a judge to judge if he should be alive or he should be dead, you know. He might be also innocent at the same time, because we know what is going on in the Nigerian police force, how they keep people and they put ammunitions and guns in their pocket and everything, and say, come out and say they are armed robbers and they are kidnappers, you know. If it's the same way they are killing the kidnappers, I don't think we'll be having kidnappers in Benin.
At all.
Or anywhere. We have to
all.
think twice. Are these people that are being killed, are they innocent? Is the police force working with the kidnappers?
Exactly. I am convinced that the security apparatus in that country is working with criminal elements.
Yes, because
the bandits would operate 3 hours unchallenged.
Yes.
The terrorists will operate hours unchallenged. I don't know where the major highway is.
Yes.
Unchallenged. And people want me to believe that the security is not in bed with these criminals. I'm sorry, I would not choose not
I can't even believe that, because
I believe the security agencies are in bed with these criminals.
Yes, exactly. Because
security agencies should, and the only way they can prove otherwise is to respond time. When there's a crime,
yes.
You just riots.
Yes.
And we don't even have, but these are the people who identify a Yahoo boy just by his car, just by the looks, but they cannot identify a kidnapper, they cannot identify a terrorist. And the DSS are aware.
Yes.
They because that's just what it seems.
Yes. Okay, I believe we are going to close very soon, because we also have a lot to do today. But we carry on our investigation, because as it is now, the government is not willing to investigate anything. The police is not willing to investigate anything, because all we saw every day, the police come out with arms and ammunition, with a group of our young men, you know, who they are now claiming they are criminals. And most of them haven't seen any gun before, nor a bullet, you know. So we have to start questioning ourselves. If we cannot question the police, we have to start questioning ourselves. How long can we stand and look why these people are doing this to us? Today is the turn of Benjamin. Tomorrow will be the turn of Moses. Because after doing it to that person, they are going to do it to you. So the earlier you stand up and speak against it, the earlier the better, because tomorrow it might be too late for everybody. We have to start standing up. We have to start stopping our politicians from leaving the country for treatment. They have to enjoy the same treatment we are enjoying here. You know? We have to order our policemen to be maltreating them the way they are maltreating us, so that they feel the same thing we are feeling. We have to be ordering our soldiers to be beating them up the way they are beating our innocent civilians, the innocent poor people. Then we know how the Nigerian poor elite, let me call them poor elite, feels. You know, because everybody is equal in the eyes of God. That is what the Christian says, and the Muslim also. You know, and 90% of Nigerians, they are religious. We have Christians, we have Muslims who are supposed to believe in this. But what we are seeing today is, I don't know how to call our religion system, our religion marketing system. So I can't understand why we can say we are Christians. I can't understand why we should say we are Muslim when we allow these people to be doing what they have been doing to us. And you as a Christian and you as a Muslim, you are doing this to us. And you expect me to believe that there's heaven. So, Mr. Vice President, do you still have anything to add to it? Otherwise, we close for today and see. Oh. Okay, the network is very, very bad. I don't know why. So thank you, Mr. Vice. Although I didn't hear what you said because of the network, but I understand that this is very, very good advice for all Nigerians. We are not just talking about the Benin. We are talking about all Nigerians. You know, no matter where you reside, think about your country. Think about how to make your country great, because where you are living today is not your country. They may ask you to leave one day. You know? And it's going to happen very soon. The Europeans, they will start telling us to leave because they don't really like us, to say the fact. It's only few, maybe about 10%, who will allow us to stay in their houses or even give us something to drink. You know? So it's time we start building our country to have a place that we call home. When we are saying, I'm going home, you know you are going home freely. A home with security, a home with less criminal, less political talks. Yeah, there was a video from me the other day from my window here. You know, there was a governorship candidate who was here with me, you know, and a mayor governor candidate. He didn't see even one single policeman. One single policeman. Nothing. Not to talk of an escort. This is a governorship candidate. You know? She came here with 2 cars. The one she drove, and the other one, people who are supporting him drove here. You know? It's not like in Nigeria where you have entourage, where you have talks. Alone, the money you spend for all these talks, you know, can build a school for our children, where we can educate them about what matters in life. You know? And people may be saying, just because I'm living abroad, I don't know what is happening. Yes, I was born and brought up in Nigeria before I resided to this place. I knew exactly the difference. I know exactly the mentality of these people and the mentality of the people in Nigeria. And I can also tell you we doesn't have to copy everything from these people, but let's choose the good ones from them and use it for our people. Because we were the first human beings on earth. These people, they are holding Africa hostage because we allowed them to be holding us hostage, because our political allies are selling us out for these people. Look at our brother in the Congo today, in Liberia, everywhere you go. The Europeans, the Americans, the Asians, they are enriching themselves from Africa. Why? Just because we neglect ourselves, we neglect our people, we are only concerned about ourselves. We are only concerned about enriching ourselves so that the other people will start serving us, so that we will start treating the other people as a slave. You know, everybody in Nigeria wants to be a master. You know, almost every private houses you go in Nigeria, you have somebody who is standing on the gate, you know, calling you master, doing this and that. Come to Europe here, if you can say that. You know? The only place where you will see it, this is where the security matters here. You will see just not just a gate man, it's a receptionist. And it's being treated with respect. You know, it's not like in our country, where we expect all those people to be lying down for us, to be putting their knee down for us before we respect them. So there's a lot we have to learn. All this master have to stop. Yes, we have our tradition. We respect our elders. That is very, very good and correct. I'm also for that. If I were to form a government for Nigeria today, I will form a government of 70% traditional rule and 30% of normal democracy. Believe me, that's the best. Because upon all this, our people still have a lot of respect for our traditional rulers because they are not corrupt as these modern days called people democratic people. So I would like to leave it here today, and we are going to continue, and we are going to continue with all our investigation. No life is worthless, even though he's a criminal. Every life worth. We are not judged to be judging people who will live and who will be killed. You are not a policeman to be judging this. The policemen are not in the position to say he's a criminal without even bringing him to court to defend himself. You are being given the gun to protect our people, poor or rich. You take an oath to protect every citizen of this country. But I cannot understand why you will shoot somebody, innocent person, and you didn't even have the words to say that you are sorry for what you did. Upon all you know that this person is innocent, that you incidentally killed that person, you should have come out, that should have been the first statement that should have come out of your mouth, to say, I'm sorry to all these people, to all this nonsense that happened. You as a governor, you as a commissioner, although we don't have a commissioner, that is why I call our system of government in our state a dictatorship, because only a dictator acts this way. To have a functioning government, you need all the apparatus to be functioning. Otherwise, we are not having the government. We are having a dictatorship. Many people will condemn me for this, but I'm ready for the fight. So we are going to take the fight to you, and you have to defend yourself while you are doing what you are doing, why you are not answering the call of your people, why you are not answering the call of our traditional rulers. Because our tradition is what makes us. It's not your democratic process that makes us. The tradition of Nigerians, their traditional rulers, they have been ruling Nigerians for thousands of years before you even came, in democracy. And now you are demonstrating the craziness. That is a pity. So I call it a day today, and everything makes me sad because this is not how it's supposed to be. My thanks also go to the vice president of this organization and to the entire members of the Benin Empire Advancement League for their support. And if you want to be a member of this organization, send me a message through our WhatsApp number pinned on our Facebook page. We also have a link. You can join us, you can give us a call. We are ready for you. So have a great day, and I hope we see you very soon again. So thank you for your support, and we appreciate you. Stand for your right.